is up, YouTube? How are you doing? Welcome to today's live stream. Good to have you here. Good to see you here. Welcome, welcome. As Bitcoin is ranging in a very small range, right? It is good to have you here, and we're going to do some Elliott waves and do some chatting, Q&A, and all the good stuff as you are used to. So welcome. Product of me, what's up? Good morning. How are you doing? Factor Call, Nick K, Jeroen Wening. Welcome, man. Goed dat je erbij bent. Welkom, welkom. Mr. Siep, welcome. Kevin, Gregor, Matthias. Matthias, are you feeling better now or not? You still sick or you good? Flotty, how you doing? Good to have you here once again with also... Actually, I should call you Mr. Espresso. Because of the morning comments that you always give. Pressing the hearts as well. The moment that happens, you know Flotty is in the house. Mark missed the intro music. Too bad, too bad. You can always go back and relive the first 3 minutes of this live stream, which was the music. Matthias, better. Okay, that sounds good. Scola Pendra, what's up? Goedjes. Kijk, welkom. Goed dat je erbij bent. Christian from Switzerland. So you finally moved, isn't it? Are you living in the mountains somewhere, Christian, with the snowy tops next to you? Put on some skis and go out the house, you know? Time alone, welcome. Good morning, good to have you here. In the Netherlands, it is afternoon, but somewhere in the world, it's morning, evening, night, doesn't matter. GOG, what's up? How are you doing? Welcome. Berner Oberland. I would have to Google that to know where that is exactly. I have the song on my Spotify. It's called Sumerai. That is correct. You've been tracking it with your phone, like Shazamming, I suppose. We'll go to Thailand as soon as possible. Yeah, back to the warmth. It must be quite cold in Switzerland at the moment, no? I mean, it's still winter. Also in the Netherlands, it's not as good as yesterday. Yesterday during the stream, we had nice sunny weather, but not today, not today. Toko Shea, sorry. Toko Shea, how you doing? Aloha. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, everyone. So in this stream, what we're going to do is we go through the different Elliott Wave scenarios. Now, as price has been ranging for, well, pretty much since the morning. I mean, in the morning, price was literally at the exact same level as when I posted the video and recorded the video. Because you can see on my chart here, this was the 7 to 8 p.m. time. And now, half a day later, we're at exactly the same level. Beautiful, no? So we're going to talk, of course, about Elliott waves. Now, actually, just like this morning, there's not too much that has changed regarding the scenarios. However, I do have some stuff to share, especially stuff from the group as well, which I think is very interesting. People have been sharing, people have been chatting in the Discord group, and I have been following along. I've been interactive there as well and keeping an eye on what's been posted. Got a couple of those screenshots and counts open in my browser. So we're going to check that out. I also got a new calendar, which John mentioned. So John sent me a DM. He's like, yo, I think I got a better calendar for you. And this one actually works better, indeed. I can now only see the 3-star impact news, which for me is relevant because the only thing I care about as a trader is, can I expect increased volatility at a certain moment in time around potential news? I don't have to know what this is, and you know, I don't. But the only thing I care about is the time, 2:30 p.m. today, which is in 25 minutes. So what we're going to aim for is to end the analysis in a maximum amount of time of 25 minutes, which should easily be doable, and then check the news, see what happens on the chart. Maybe we get some volatility, which can be quite interesting in 25 minutes. So this will be the calendar that I will use from now on as well on the channel. It's simply the Trading Economics calendar. The website is tradingeconomics.com/calendar. Can't make it more simple, right? So yeah, this is great. You can put it on impact, 1 star, 2 stars, or 3 stars. Of course, I selected 3. And yeah, today, there we go. You got ourselves some stuff. So I don't know what the impact is going to be. I don't know this news, but they say 3 stars. So I'm like, okay, let's see if it does anything on the chart, shall we? So yeah, it should be an interesting live stream, and let's see if anything happens. Bettina, welcome. Good to see you here once again. You got some nice stuff going on in the group as well. Thanks for sharing your accounts and asking questions. That's exactly the way I like to see it. Christian, missed the good snow conditions. Look, sometimes you only know you've been living in a very good area once you move to a not as great area. I mean, it is different for everyone, of course, but the good snow conditions, yeah. I mean, the snow is probably, when you live in Switzerland, I mean, the summers are beautiful with the hikes and the hut-to-hut tours, but snowing and snowboarding, snowboarding, skiing and stuff, that's amazing. Eh? So, yeah. Joel, welcome. Skywalker, what's up? Good morning. Is there a good exchange for meme coins and shit coins? Ooh. Now, personally, I trade on BingX already for a very long time, before the channel existed. And that's the only reason, by the way, why it's a partner of this channel. I don't have any other partners as well. In the beginning, I did a voting with 5 different platforms to see what people liked the most. And yeah, luckily BingX was one of those options they liked the most. So, but I wouldn't know if BingX actually has all of these coins because I don't trade them. You might want to check it out. Or you'll have to go to another platform, but I can't recommend any. Because I don't know, as I never trade them. Maybe there's someone in the group that knows, or here in the chat that knows a good platform. But I mean, I would probably recommend check out either BingX or maybe Bybit or something else, and yeah, you should be good to go. No, so yeah. Let's get started. No, Sebastian, good morning. I want to go somewhere with snow. Too hot the weather here. come to Europe. The Alps, Switzerland, Austria, good stuff. No, or Canada, right? Kenny's from Canada. Well, he moved to Portugal. Sunil, welcome. Sarthak Agarwal, what's up? Good evening. Uptrend chance now. We'll talk about the probabilities, but the 382 is here for a reason, and the red line and the blue line, right? Resistance and support. The first area of resistance, first area of support. Paulus de Jong, thanks for another live session. That's quick. Didn't do anything yet, but I appreciate your comment. It's a pleasure, man. Current move looks corrective and probably first going to take another low. We did hit the 886 here of this little high, which is interesting. So a double 1-2 is less probable. So we could have a 1-2 down or A, B, C down, or it looks potentially even way fourish compared to here, 1-2. But in general, the probability higher, you're going to move at least a bit to the downside, and then we take it from there. Potentially first hit the resistance or drop a little bit. But we're going to cover this. We're going to cover it. Dawa, well, welcome. Yeah, no, pleasure, Toko. I mean, in the end, you should try and find a platform that works best for you. For me, that's BingX, but that is the way I trade and my style and the liquidity that I need and stuff. That's all good there. And if people do enjoy that platform, then there's always support links in the description if you want to support the channel. But I guess Bybit has many coins. I'm not even sure what the status of Binance is. And I don't know many platforms. Coinbase? I have no idea. Hopefully there's somewhere here that knows where to trade the meme coins. B channel, what's up? Running on your... Oh, cool. Wow, thanks, Toko. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for your support. That's very kind of you. It's the unseen support, but it does help to do some things with regards to the channel, which is very appreciated. That's how we can continue keeping up all the content, and eventually, when things grow bigger, teams get bigger. Good morning, Abid. Yeah, still learning phase, still with low budget, but that's the way to go. That's the way to go. Learning phase, low budget. You're paying your tuition fees, right? You're studying. You're at university, and it's better to make it as cheap as possible while learning as much as you can, instead of dropping a lot of money in your account and trying to get lucky, which oftentimes doesn't work. Okay, let's get started. Let's get through the Elliott Wave scenarios, and feel free to ask questions, preferably afterwards, because of the size of the live streams from the beginning. We're almost with 100 people. It's getting quite difficult for me to keep up with the chatting while I do analysis and then scroll back and go through it. So what I will do is once I'm finished, if you ask the question somewhere during the analysis, just re-ask the question when I'm finished, and I can just answer you then. That is what I recommend. I do have the chat in the corner of my eye, but I prefer to focus on the analysis, so the people that are here purely for the analysis have all the information that they need in one go. We have 20 minutes before the news here hits, so let's get started. Let's get finished in about 10 to 20 minutes max, and then we're going to observe what happens during those times. Got my water bottle as well. Good morning, maybe a Band-Aid here for recounts of esports days. Esports, man. Gotta love it. That's my background. Binance launches new coins. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Matthias. So yeah, Toko is looking for a platform to trade meme coins and stuff. So if anyone knows, then yeah, make sure to let Toko know. Cool. Let's get started. Now, as mentioned, these scenarios are not too different, but because we have a live stream, I can talk a little bit more about it and explain things a bit more clearly. Sometimes I get a question, right? Or there's a saying like, hey, there's a couple of lines on the chart. I'm not really able to follow it because we have the 4-hour time frame, then we go to the 1 hour, then we go to the 30-minute, and then we go even to the 50-minute. And it's I can imagine as well that it's not always easy to see the relationship between the different scenarios and the degrees, because of course we have a higher time frame scenario, right? And we have two, a bullish and a bearish, as you always need a bullish and a bearish scenario as an Elliott Wave analyst, and then we cover the highest probability. But in my presentation, I show both the scenarios, I talk about the similarities and what to expect. And then we go into a lower time frame. So with regards to here, right, we're looking for a 3-wave structure. I'll cover it in a second. What we are then looking for is this, right? So we go to a lower degree Elliott Wave count. And if we then look inside B or 2, what can we expect here? And then we zoom in again, and then we get to this count, right? And then, okay, so what can we expect over here? And then we go to the next. So it's like we go lower, lower, lower. But that's why I like to start with the higher time frames to create the perspective so people know what's happening. And usually in videos I say, okay, so if we zoom in and then I go to the next scenario, sometimes I forget. So I'm sorry if it's not too clear. I still have things to learn. So if you have feedback, right, with regards to the content, or you have questions, just write it in the comment section. Just try to be respectful. Sometimes the comments are not as respectful. There's a lot of time that goes into doing Elliott Wave analysis, and I love sharing it with you. And else I just have to remove the comment, or so. But feedback is always very much appreciated. That's the only way to make sure the content improves. Okay, let's get started then. Again, some things are similar. We have now 17 minutes left. We're going to go quickly through it and observe what happens locally. For the ones that saw the morning video, nothing has changed, so you might want to stay for the chatting and the Q&A, but maybe there's something that I mentioned that you didn't yet know throughout the analysis, right? So, okay, let's start after I drink. Let's start. So in this scenario, we're looking for a bearish structure. We're looking for a 3-wave corrective move to the downside. It doesn't matter, and that's a nice thing, what kind of scenario we're looking at the moment, A, 1, or W. It doesn't matter, right? It looks complex because there's 3 counts on the chart, but in the end, the subdegree wave of B2 or X is the same for all of them. And the thing is that this move to the downside looks very good as a 3-wave ABC, but it also looks very nice as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gotta say, wave 4 is a bit big here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But for a wave B, it's very shallow. If I take a fib from the high to the low, you can see it didn't even hit the 382, which is rare, right? So wave 4 being very long compared to 2 is uncommon, right? But B being so shallow is also uncommon. And in this scenario, we are looking for a 3-wave structure to the upside. So the nice thing is we don't have to know yet what this is in this scenario, because we are going to be looking for a 3-wave move up. We are going to be looking for a bit of a deeper retracement, eventually another move to the upside, depending on the move up and the retracement. We get some more clarity, and especially in this scenario, if we do move down, we get clarity of, hey, are we going to go down in a C, a 3, or a Y? Now, the target area for 2 commonly is 05786. You can see it on the chart, 43,846.8K. And for a B and an X, it's the 05 to the 886, which has a maximum target of 47.9K, taken from the high to the low of A, 1, or W. So this is nice. Now, if we then, there we go, zoom in to this structure of the chart, right? And we look inside B, 2, or X. So we're looking for a 3-wave structure to the upside. Then this scenario becomes important. And in this scenario, we are then looking for a 3-wave corrective structure, right? Bigger move is this. And then inside this middle piece, we are looking for an A, a B, a C. Finish, and then a move towards the downside. First we cover this bearish scenario, then we get to the bullish scenario. Let me actually move it here as well, right? No, let's not do that. Let's just do this. So what we are looking for here, in the corner of my eye, I see green. Mateus, welcome to the team, man. Appreciate you joining bronze. What's up? Thanks for supporting the channel, mate. That's very kind of you. He's definitely better. Look at him go. Thanks, Mateus. So in this scenario, right, what we're looking for is a 3-wave structure to the upside in a zigzag. The probabilities of this move to the upside being a 5-wave impulsive structure are much higher than this being a 3-wave corrective structure. We never had dips that went towards the 382, taken from the low to this high, or even to this high, because this low did not yet hit the 0.382. So therefore, probability is higher for a 5-wave move up. Then you have to think if this is a wave C, A, or 1. It can only be a wave C if you look at a flat, A, B, C. But a flat does not make sense. If you look at this move to the downside, this has to be your A, this your B, C. Very deep B as well. Just doesn't match, doesn't work nicely. So the highest probability is an A or 1, which means we are looking for, in the bearish scenario, an A, B, C. Common target for your wave B is between the 2 blue fibs, taken from the low to the high of A, 886, 382, 39.1, 41.8. Preferably, wave B ends after the 0.382 fib time, taken from the low to the high of wave A. But as you can see, this low is made before the 382 and above this 382. So the probabilities are not high that this is the low of B in this particular scenario. Now what is nice is that if we zoom out again and we look at the impulsive scenario, we expect the same price behavior. But in this scenario, we look for continuation. But I can switch the bearish scenario, B2X and down, with the bullish scenario, and you'll see the movement is the same. The difference is what happens after this move to the upside. That's where the difference is, right? So of course, in the bullish scenario, we are also looking for a move to the downside, but eventually continuation to the upside to take 49K, to take the high. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Currently, the fibs are taken from the 2 pivots over here on the chart, from the low to the high. Common target for 2, 05786. 0.382, less common. Not yet touched on my chart here, right? We just missed out on hitting the 382 there. Less common nonetheless. And the 886 is a rare target for a wave 2. Now to the downside, there's 2 support levels I have on my chart. We have a weekly here, 41,540, inside the area of the 382 to the 886. So we have the weekly. And then over here, 39.9K to 40.1K. I have a target box there as well. So that is something that I keep an eye on. I do realize that the range that we have been in for a while, and I'm trying to get the range. So over here, you can see the value area low of this range at 40.8. And the bigger support resistance area here, the white box, is in confluence, right, with the golden pocket area here. So that is quite nice. And the target box is just below. So yeah, we do have a bit of resistance above, but the target box for me is an important area. And the golden pocket is always important. Always good to keep an eye on the golden pocket. So to make things very simple, what we're looking for is a bit of a retracement. Even if price makes another high, locally, we are still looking for a deeper retracement directly or making another high. Doesn't really matter. We're looking for a bit of a retracement because we didn't yet hit the 382 and we also didn't finish yet behind with a new low, the 382 fib time. Because here in this scenario, I can also put a wave 1, a 2 and a 3 because the movement is the same. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter, right? Cool. So if we then zoom in to this structure here, and we're going to have a look inside B or 2, what kind of scenario do we need to get a wave B or a wave 2 low inside this area? One of these scenarios is a flat structure. So in a flat, we're looking for a bigger three-wave structure in a wave A, B, C, right? Keep in mind the higher time frame scenario I just showed you, right? What we are looking for is a bigger B or 2 to finish, right? So we want to make another low and preferably after the 382 fib time, which is where we are already, right? So we then have a flat ABC to the downside in a wave A. We're looking for a zigzag to the upside in a wave B, preferably, as a wave B most commonly is a zigzag structure. And then we're looking for a wave C to the downside in an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a wave 5. Common target for B, 1.236 to the 1.38, taken from the high to the low, 44.3K, 44.6K. Probabilities are high that sooner or later we will take these highs, dropping down directly or going up and down. Reason being, the 886 is touched. Any move coming off the 886 has a higher probability of being corrective, wave C or wave Y, increasing the probabilities that this is a corrective move down, this is a corrective move down, and sooner or later we take the highs. So higher prices still expected, right? Now I have seen some alternatives in the group, because of course what we cannot forget is we might not take this high just yet. We might of course also fall towards the downside. That depends on the move that we then get to the downside. Probabilities here are higher. This is at the moment an impulsive structure by the looks of it, counting it on a lower time frame. There is of course always an argument. You have a wave A, B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and somehow a 5 in a C, but this can't be an ending diagonal here. Wave 5 is longer than your wave 3, so this doesn't work as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ending diagonal. It works better as an impulsive structure, this one, which then means we have three options again: C, A, or 1, right? Is this move a wave C, and we expect this? Then we need to think about a flat structure, A, B, C. However, wave C here did not take the high of A. And a running flat, as it's called, when wave C doesn't take the high of A, is the least common flat structure, right? The most common one is an expanding flat, where C takes the high of A. Then you have a running flat, where C ends around the same high. And then you or a regular flat, where C ends around A, usually takes the high still. And then a running flat, where C does not take the high of A. It's something we consider. Also, the ABC to the upside is something we consider. But what we do is, hey, the probabilities locally here, as I will explain in a second, are higher to still look for a bit more downside. Depending on the move to the downside, we can be like, okay, are we going to expect continuation or a reversal? Because we want to see proof of support, right? We want to see proof that price is holding. So for now, probabilities are on the side of a potential three-wave structure here, if we can have some support, which then results in this, right? Wave A, wave B, and then a wave C to the upside. Volume quite nicely as well. Moving to the downside here, grinding up, volume down, clearly shows that a move is ending, right? That we are getting a bit exhausted from a volume point of view. But as you can also see, we did not yet hit the 0.382 taken from the low to the high, which for a wave B, X and a wave 2 is usually the minimum target. So not hitting this target is either incredibly bullish, but still very uncommon. Even for a wave 2, not hitting the 236 is very, very rare. Okay. So with regards, right, to the bearish scenario, just playing through the scenarios one more time for the context. A, B, C, three-wave structure to the upside and down. Same with the bullish scenario, you're expecting the same movement. Zooming in. Right. This is the bearish scenario. Potential for a flat. And inside wave B, we're then looking for a zigzag. Okay, so that is how things come together. The quote-unquote bullish scenario is that you have an impulse that is not yet finished. So this is your wave 5. At the moment, for me, it does have lower probabilities, mainly because of how 5 is going at the moment, but more about that in a second. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 made in the common target area for a wave 4. And also behind the 1-to-1 fib time, meaning 4 is longer than wave 2. That is what we like to see. Then we're looking for a wave 5 to the upside to finish A or 1, look for B or 2, and then C or 3, right? So we are still looking for a deeper corrective structure, but you're going to have a higher high in your wave 5, which means the fibs that you then take from the low to the high of your 5, right, are going to be a little bit higher and are going to be here. No, but we first need to move towards the upside, which we don't. And also preferably we want an impulsive structure. So now we zoom in to the lower 4 in and we're going to be looking at a wave 5. If we are looking for that wave 5 to the upside, right? Preferably, it's a direct one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That this range here is a wave 4. That is what is preferred also because of time. Wave 5 here. This is your target area for 5 between 43.8, 45.1k. That's nice because we have a big resistance area here as well. The blue box between 43.9, 44.7k. Right? We have some bullish CVD divergences still. Do we have them still? But I'm actually checking. We had them earlier today. Yes, we still do. So over here, we have a higher low on price, lower low on blue. That's a bullish CVD. Of course, we also have clearly on yellow bearish CVD. Now, the first bearish CVD here already played out. Price took this low here. So price now moving back towards the upside creates a bearish CVD with this pivot. But this is an 886 retracement. I'll show it in a second. And a second CVD with the high, right? Interesting. Nonetheless, we didn't yet hit any of the fibs, right? We didn't hit the box in the ABC scenario, but also here, interesting. Anyway, for a wave 5 to the upside, because of time, more about that in a second, preferably it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. If price is going to dip to the downside inside this box, which is the common target area for a wave 2, we would need to do this. But then this wave 5 is going to be very long. It's going to be a long wave 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fib times you see on the chart are taken, the vertical lines, from the low to the high of 1, to the low of 4, to compare 1 in time with 5 in time. When wave 3 is extended, commonly wave 1 and 5 have at least a little bit of a relationship with one another, but this of course would be a very long 5, so preferably we don't actually go down all the way, continue up for then 1, 2, 3, 4 and eventually a 5, just because of time. If it does go down, target area for your wave 2 here is on the chart, right? 05786, 426, 421, 382, 428, and the 886, 42 are less common targets for a wave 2. So what does this do with the probabilities? No, they haven't changed. So when we zoom out and just put some context again in the waves, we zoom out, then what we are looking for is this structure, both in the bearish scenario, after which we want to see a move down, and in the bullish scenario, where we want to see continuation to the upside. In both cases, preferably highest probability from an Elliott Wave's point of view is that this low is not yet the low of the move, right? Why? Because this low is made before the 0.382 Fib time and above the 0.382 Fibonacci. Two reasons: lowering the probabilities that this is your low. Increasing probabilities, we still have lower prices to come, after which we expect another bounce towards the upside. We look for areas of support that I have mentioned in the analysis. While now, by the way, it's half past. Beautiful timing. On the micro, 1 hour time frame, right? We are looking for a move to the downside. Reason being that price moved up on lower volume. Over here we started grinding, but volume started moving down. Shows that there's the end of a move is coming, right? Couple of 4-5s, and then we start ranging horizontally. But we didn't yet move to the downside. We actually do, because now we finally took the lows, so that's something. But if we are looking for a zigzag up, then your minimum target area, preferably, is your 382, which we have hit right now, by the way, 42.8K. So what we were looking for in the morning is what I said here, retracement into the target box before then potential continuation. We want to keep our eyes open for proof of support. Probabilities at the moment for an A or 1 here, we observe. Want to see proof of support. Not here to catch knives, right? I'm here to have high probability setups. I want to see some proof of price holding, no? And then, we are then eventually looking for the highs to be taken, no? So depending on the reaction, we look for a bloop, take the highs, hit the resistance, and then move down. Now with the news, if there is no proof of support, we're just going to look for lower. Because the probabilities as they were here were higher to move into the target box, move towards the downside. And then we just observe. And that is the beauty of Elliott Waves, right? That you want to be on the right direction of the move. And then if it just goes and it doesn't, if it's just one big arrow to the downside, that's fine, no? That's perfectly good. We're on the good side. We expected price to move down. If we want to see it turning around, we want to see some proof of support. Take the highs, which is interesting for a three-way structure. So yeah, that is the Elliott Wave analysis, and now we finally hit the 382, which is something. So we have a daily a little bit lower, right? 42.5K, some support coming in there. I don't really have a target box here, as in like usually strong support or value area low. It's mainly the area around the daily here that is support. There's not too much below the daily as well. Of course, you have a little range point of control here, but this one 42.1 is very deep. That's like 886 or something. Yeah, it's close to the 886 here. So and you can see now, by the way, here we finally touched the 382. So we touched the box, nice, and now we just wait patiently and we observe. Yeah. Some news with volume increasing. Let's see what we get. I love it. Cool. So I'm going to remove this for the sake of clarity on the chart, and let's see how we're doing. Time for chatting. Bloop. Let me at least put a comment here first. I don't know what was the time. When did we start? The news came out 4 minutes ago. I'll show it in a second. When did we start with the analysis bit in the live stream? Today we started at pretty much 23 minutes. Okay, there we go. Oh, come on. YouTube, you got to fix that up. Okay, pin the message. There we go. News is related to this. It's the non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate. Don't ask me questions about it. The only thing I care about is that it has a high impact. 2:30 p.m. is the time. It's nice and red, so it might increase volatility. And that is what we care about, of course. So, Crypto Market News today is asking what the news is. Yeah, I'm a signals channel for news websites nowadays. SW Mukandusi, thanks for your kind words. I appreciate it. Goons, we bring every day. Please analyze ICP overview too. Not at the moment. We focus on Bitcoin, of course, mainly on the channel. We will have a great stream coming for the altcoins, but let's focus on what Bitcoin does now, right? A little bit of scanning quickly, and then of course we continue down there. So Mateus, again, thanks for joining, man. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate your support. Now I have a green name. Hope it reflects on my trades. That's exactly the goal, no? A little bit of a positive confluence there. The 382 might hit at other exchanges. It is also now hit on my exchange, so that's a nice thing. Looked like an inverted head and shoulders on the 4 hour. Inverted. Head. Shoulder, head, shoulder, neckline, take the lows, and reverse. Would be good, no? For the pattern people that they follow the head and shoulders, neckline breaks, they're gonna short, looking for new lows. I don't even know what the target is. But then eventually you reverse it back up. Could be interesting. Today, entry price. What's up, Sebastian? I suppose that depends a bit on your trading strategy. Kenny, welcome. Maxi is Maxi. Okay, there you go. So Maxi might be a good one for the meme coins. Mirp90, good afternoon. Gonna catch up with the 1.5. You're gonna be here in no time. Koens, by looking at it, we may need one last push to the upside for the 5th. Yes, we actually covered this just now. Also probably bearish divergence on RSI in the 4 hour. Yeah, so we just covered that scenario. Time is important, as mentioned, for a wave 5 because it's a long one compared to wave 1. So it's, for me, a lower probability scenario compared to A or 1 already being finished. But we continue to observe, of course. So if price does make a new high, I would prefer it to be a wave B for a C down compared to a wave 5 at the moment because we are... The low probabilities, this here is a wave 4 compared to your short wave 2 here. It looks more like a separate structure right now. So we were looking for a move down here. As mentioned in the morning, we now got to move down, but it lowers the probabilities of a 5 at the moment because else 5 is going to be so long. So yeah, let's have a look. Welcome, Elliot. Welcome, chat. Elliot who? Where? Yeah, hopefully he's proud of what he has achieved globally. No, can you check at the moment? Let's focus on Bitcoin. Kenny looks similar to MCO. Yeah, someone else mentioned it as well. But look, the moment you're gonna have Bitcoin in a picture, like I want to communicate what happens in the video. Of course, we do Bitcoin, which is the main thing of the channel. The main difference is that my face is on the chart. My logo is left top with the banner Elliott Waves next to it. And people then scan for the picture, right? For my face pretty much. So yeah, it's just the way it is. And besides, I mean, if accidentally people click on my video instead of MCO's, that's a positive result, I suppose, but that's not the goal. Because of course the goal was we tested the design online on the live stream. We had different designs, but all of them had, or except one, had the word Bitcoin at the bottom. But I always had it, but now we made it a bit bigger and bolder because you want to make sure that people can read the thumbnails nicely. And of course on mobile phones, thumbnails aren't that big as well. So yeah, that's the reason for the bold words. And then we add Elliott Waves, and the biggest difference, of course, is I am as a picture. I'm on the thumbnail. So that should be easily recognizable and compared to thumbnails that don't. Yeah, this is actually a compliment, I suppose, and perfectly fine if people end up here instead of there, I suppose. Of course, I deeply respect MC as well. As mentioned, focusing on what happens on Bitcoin now. We spoke about the news, deep retrace, so we were here. Short scalp, very good, Jeroen, very, very nice, good job. Manage it well. Deuce Biggs in 1983. If that is your birth year, I should say, then you are 9 years older than myself, so probably around 40 years old. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you very much. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day to you as well. I appreciate your comment, man. It makes me happy. Thanks for just popping in, dropping the bomb, and have a wonderful day yourself, man. Do you still believe Bitcoin to go to 38, 39? Well, below 39, so if we zoom out, right? Below this low very much depends on, as mentioned in the analysis, the move to the upside. Because in the bearish scenario, you're going to be looking for an A, B, C and down. But in a bullish scenario, you're looking for a wave 1, 2, 3. So this leg up that we eventually would expect based on the probabilities of the move to the upside at the moment, right? From an Elliott Wave point of view, this second leg up, that is what's going to answer your question. At the moment, we can't fully tell. Probabilities, right, are there to take this low, yes. WXY, ABC, absolutely. And probabilities, when you take in context previous price action, are higher, that we still have more downside to come, right? WXY, ABC. Makes me think one of the scenarios from Garonya in Discord was this. Now, I love how clean his chart is. It is so clean. It's sexy as fuck, I said in Discord. So what he did is he has a one color background. So he put a square on the left behind, like, so the price action is behind the square, and then he just counted this bit. Now it's so good looking, right? So he shared this this screenshot. Let me remove my webcam shortly because the wave Y is actually in the corner, right bottom there. And this is the WXY that I have as well, right? My chart may be not as clean as his because of the color gradient here, but that's why, you know, WXY is also in my chart, and he shared this one earlier today in the morning. Yeah, AR5 in, that's also my preferred scenario here. Looking for the B flat or a direct move to the downside, depends on the reaction. We spoke about it. And then eventually we look for another move up. That can be an X, B2, and then down. Probabilities suggest that we still have this low to take based on the context where we are on a daily, weekly time frame. But if you want to play it very safe, we just wait for this second leg up. And that leg will give us all the information. As the probabilities at the moment are higher, we still have a next leg towards the upside. Another scenario that was also shared in the group by a great Elliott Wave counter, that is John. I'm not sure if John is here. Oh, he is here. He's actually here. Where were we? We were so I answered this. You're a gem. Thanks. Oh wait, yeah, I also answered that, but thanks again. Quite a big move to the upside. So Bitcoin might move a bit to the downside. Target is exactly the target box of the head and shoulder. Okay, wait. That would work very nicely, no? Some nice support. Usually I like the standard patterns to fake out, but it would be a nice one actually if it ends there, target one. What's up, John? George, welcome. 41.2, that's good. So yes, you can apply that Ubatata, as far as I know, because I had to look myself, and so far it works, yeah. Welcome later in the past, overreacting to the news. I can make some thumbnails for you if you like. Douwe is the creator of the thumbnail designs at the moment. But feel free to get in touch and help each other. Not necessarily just for my channel, but it's always good to network, I suppose. No, different editors that find each other, because in the end, don't forget the Discord group and also in the live streams, there's people here in the live stream that are working in the same industry as you are. Or, you know, you might be very useful to one another. Of course, watch out, you don't get scammed. But if you have editing skills and you get in touch with Dow, for example, in Discord, and share some of your designs and stuff, and Dow shares some stuff, maybe you have a business interest together, and you never know, maybe there's going to be a cooperation, or you work together, or it's like we're like one big LinkedIn family. Sometimes with scammers, though. Watch out. But this was John's count earlier. This is his very bullish count, a double 1-2 in this case. So wave 1 in yellow finished, right? Wave 1/A. And then here, the ABC, I believe John, I mean, he's here, so he can correct me if I'm wrong. To have a second wave 2 finish here, or B, and already moving to the upside in a wave C or a wave 3. So that is, of course, by far the most bullish scenario, where pretty much the low that you have here would be the low, and then you move up 1, 2, 3, or A, B, C. A, B. No, you go up in a 5-wave structure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Either a C or a 3. So, but probabilities, because this low here is made before the 3A2, as mentioned in the analysis, and also didn't actually hit the 3A2 fib that we have here, probabilities for me are not that high, but it is something that I like to consider. So I do have it in the back of my mind. Of course, we want to see strong continuation, but probabilities would be higher to create another low. Would be nice. So as price is falling very nicely, we are keeping an eye on the daily here, 42.5k. Whenever price is moving, right, volume increasing, price is moving, sit back and enjoy the ride. Wait for a range to form. I would recommend from an Elliott Wave perspective, it's best to just wait for a range, because as price is going, volume might be increasing. You know, I'm not here to catch knives. I just wait for a range. Give me some proof of support, whatever that is for you. CVD divergences, RSI, candlestick patterns, other patterns, order flow, something that shows us, hey, I want to go back up. What's up, MX Nick? We didn't call yet. I now remember that last time you came in, we said, we got a call. Damn, I should put that in my agenda. Or at least put a notification about it. Let me actually write it down. Alarm. Call MX Nick. So at least it's in my phone. I won't forget. Busy days. Yeah. Absolutely. Quickly have a look. You are right. I'm 40 years old. Oh, there you go. I'm 31 myself. I'm born in 92. So quick math. I'm at Koen, from your point of view, what's the probability of move down to 38.5 being a double zigzag kind of correction? Possible, yes. That's where the WXY comes in, as mentioned. So that is the purple count I had on my chart on the 4-hour time frame at the beginning of the video, this live stream, I should say. So a double zigzag is definitely a possibility, which of course would be bullish on the higher time frames, because a double zigzag is a corrective structure. So you would expect the high to be taken at 49k at a later stage. But that is absolutely a possibility, as long as the 0.7 Fibonacci is not hit from 49k to the low, right? So for a WXY double zigzag, you don't want a 0.7 to be hit, preferably, right? And then you're going to be looking here for your W, your X, and your Y. Sorry, that was my alarm. And your X, right, preferably does not go above the 07. Now that means that if we are looking for a zigzag in X, we can get an estimation of how deep we want price to retrace. If this is your high, you look for a move down, you are going to be looking for price to go pretty much towards 40.1k minimum. Not a bad area, because that's where the target box is. Because the target for a C is the 1-to-1. to the 1.236, but the 1-to-1 is a minimum target. So yeah, that works nicely. Double zigzag, definitely a possibility. Something Garanya also had on his chart here, WXY. I wanted to show you his chart because, man, it looks so clean. Immediately after I saw his picture, I was like, damn, I actually want to make a chart layout, right mouse click, and then I have themes right here. I have themes like black, blue, blue, black, gray, orange. I actually want to make a new one where I have a single color background and it can be so clean. Maybe not for videos because I'm used to my style, but and I like the blue. But damn, maybe for like a screenshot sometimes, it looks so clean. It's so nice, you know? So yeah, very nice. Told him as well. I love clean charts. There we go. Daily is hit now. No interest, right? We move down. Volume is high. Nothing going on here. I want to wait, right? From an Elliott Wave point of view, want to wait for a bit of a range. Proof of support, something. As long as price is moving down on volume increasing, patience. If it just V-shapes back up, I'm happy to miss the ride, no? But usually probabilities are not high for V-shapes. Generally, you get a bit of a range first. Or at least some proof of support. Even if you do get a bit of a bounce, you then get a retracement, you can look for some divergences, indicators, or something that gives us then some more information, no? So, but at least the daily here has been hit. So we can observe. Almost 50 likes. Thanks, Mark. He's like a cheerleader of the channel. Mark, Dutch cheerleader. Biggest job gain since January. I see. So that is positive then for the dollars, I suppose. As someone else said, dollar pumping, Bitcoin dumping. In the bear scenario, could this last impulse be counted as wave X? Wave X has to be a three-wave structure, which means that then this move up here has to be counted as a three-waver. The problem is, and I mentioned it very shortly during the analysis, but you don't have any deep retracements. You have no 382 touches. So if we're looking for a three-waver, we're looking for an ABC or a WXY. So we take a fib from the low to, let's say, this high. We didn't touch the 382. Okay, this high then. Oh, still didn't touch the 382. And then we're already at the high. So the probabilities are not high at the moment. This by itself is a three-wave structure. Higher probabilities is a five-wave move. Because the retracements are very much impulsive structures, like the 2 to the 05, 4 to the 236, 382 area. So yeah, we're looking for a three-wave structure to the upside, and probabilities are higher. This is a five-waver, not a three-waver. Secondly, by the way, if this is the high of your X here, you're going to be looking for, what was your impulse? So you're going to be looking for, in a WXY, another zigzag down, or at least another impulse down. The problem is, for an impulse down, this can be a wave 1 or A, yes. Yeah, so this can be a wave 1 or A, but your second leg here, it should be a wave 1 really if you want to have lower prices, but your wave 2 hit the 886 taken from the high to the low, and we know that the 886, based on probabilities, I should actually have an 886 only template, but the 886 is rare for a wave 2 while it is common for a wave B, so the probabilities are higher. This is a corrective high for then a wave C down, which then in turn increases the probabilities that any price action that follows after this high is corrective, increasing probabilities to later take the high. It's a probabilities game, but this is what the probabilities are suggesting from an Elliott Wave point of view. It's a good question though. Time alone, smoke the like button while you share this video with a friend. Thanks, man. You are doing the job that I should do, but it's not my style to also not in the 10-minute videos, right? You never ever see me say in the middle of a video, oh, look at the affiliate links in the description and thumbs up in the middle of the video. No, I prefer the video to be as clean as possible. I also don't want any mid-video advertisements. So at least not now. I don't know in the future, but I don't like it myself. If I'm watching a video, I always skip through the ad in the middle of a video. I just go like ta. I try to find where the video continues because it annoys me. I'm not interested. So whenever I get those opportunities in my email, I can earn a quick buck, but I'm not interested in those type of sponsorships. Yeah, you know what I mean? Pleasure, Nego Alex. New subscriber, welcome to the channel. First time here in the live stream, I can imagine. Good to have you here. I went to the bakery and the price went down. I need to note this pattern. You, sir, need to get a lot more bread. Get more bread. We need lower prices. Lovely scalp from the top. Good job, Kevin. White and black. Transition to black with candles. Love it. So do you have, a black background, white candles? Yeah, another strategy people use to avoid trading psychology issues is making all the candles the same color. So whenever they see a big red candle, maybe emotion strikes, or a big green candle. But if you make it all white, all black, all just like Garonya here, white, gray background, but everything is black, it can help people with their trading psychology. I had a pink background. Holy moly, that's colorful. Can work as well. It's whatever you like, no? Look at the blue CVD. Blue CVD moving to the downside here. So blue is of course higher low in price, lower low on the CVD. Be aware it's a very steep decline. So probabilities are there for it to be leading divergences. Meaning, even though we got the bullish one here on blue, what I want to see myself is local strength, because of course we have a high volume move to the downside. So I prefer to see some local support coming in as well. Usually reflected at least in a range or a bounce, and then take it from there. We are at support now. We are at the daily, so that's good. And let's see, we're FIP level 0.5 at the moment. So I just quickly, cheerleader, I've been called worse. What is considered a sustained break of support resistance? What would be the definition? I guess there's not necessarily a definition, but a break, if this is your support now, a break would be clearing it up on volume, retest, and continuing on volume, breaking the previous low. But you want to see volume increasing. That would be a solid break, in my opinion. So like a retest, or of course, sometimes on high volume it just goes. There's no retest. But that would be a possible break of support resistance. 2. Do you have experience with CVD on some major alts? Is there something you would like to highlight on that matter? I don't really have too much experience on these myself, but I do know CVD works on these alts because in Diamond, many people are trading altcoins using CVD as well. So I don't know. It works. We have CVD templates in the group. We have Solana, Ethereum, Sol, ETH, and Bitcoin in the Good to Know channel. And of course, CVD is a popular tool that we use, and many people use CVD for trading in combination with their own way of trading and their own strategy. And they also use CVDs if they wish to. I mean, it just depends. Does it fit your strategy or not? You do have to, of course, incorporate it and eventually screen time and learn how to use it. But it's not difficult to learn what CVD is and how it works. I made the one-pager here as well and a YouTube video if you look for CVD on the channel. So it's not difficult to learn about CVD. It just takes a bit of screen time to know which ones are more trustworthy than other ones. And it also depends on your strategy. Where are your support resistances? How can you incorporate CVD with the way you're already trading? No? By the way, for people that haven't yet seen it, that are here, I have a reaction roll channel. You can stop the live stream if you want to know what's written here. But if you click on that purple dot here, you from now on get a notification in the Koen's content channel, right? So that you know when something is posted. I got that feedback from John and a few others, like, hey, I don't get a notification, but I wish to have one. Cheerleader, I've been called. What's the yeah, cheerleader? Cheerleader Mark. What's the name of the book for Elliott that showed a couple of days ago? What other books would you recommend? I always love this question. Okay, we are at the daily, right? So cool. Couple of books that I think are good to read, right? First of all, if you're into Elliott Waves, you probably need to have this one, Elliott Wave Principle, Frost and Prechter. Get the new edition, right? The newer edition. And then other books that I think are relevant. First of all, Trading Psychology, one of the biggest topics that I talk about on the channel at times, The Mental Game of Trading. Jared Tendler, much better book than Trading in the Zone. I promise, I swear. This book actually gives you a system you can work with. Trading in the Zone, which I also have, is just, this is what you should do. Yeah, that's nice, but how can I change my psychology, you know? Best Loser Wins, Tom Hougaard, great book as well. A little bit repetitive when you are halfway. I would recommend to always support the author, but there are YouTube videos by himself. He actually gave a webinar, or not a webinar, he gave a presentation at a conference where he pretty much highlights all of the important bits and pieces of his book. So if you look for the author, Tom Hougaard, and you just Google him, or YouTube him, I should say, you YouTube his name, you will find a red background, bold guy with a red background, and that's part 1 of 7, let's say. Yeah. So yeah, watch those videos, but I always support, like to support the author. You can see it anyway. Market Wizards. I have all the different books of Market Wizards, except the one that is for funds or something. So yeah, there's multiple books. Read them. Reason this is so interesting is because you read about the stories of some of the best traders in the world, and you will see that it doesn't matter if you're a fundamental, technical, whatever trader, you can make big buck if you're good in whatever you do, no? That is why I also believe that you should respect anyone's strategy. If they're fundamental and they do good, that's perfect. If they're technical, they're good. We don't need the same strat. We just need a profitable strategy for ourselves. Another book that I actually gave to my brother is Essentialism. You can Google that one. One of the best books. Essentialism is about focusing on one thing. Okay, next up, another Market Wizards book, right? Unknown Market Wizards, the new Market Wizards, good stuff. Here's your typical Trading in the Zone. Again, just get the other one first. Mental Game of Trading, much better. This one is quite interesting. It's actually a lot about risk management, reminiscence of a stock operator. Right? Interesting one. If we go more towards business, then The Millionaire Fast Lane is a good one from the author MJ DeMarco, who also wrote Unscripted, which I suppose is at the moment my favorite. And then we have the one I almost finished now, also from MJ DeMarco. He is my favorite business author by a mile. And The Millionaire Fast Lane is his first book. Unscripted is the second. Great Red Race is the third. I can recommend those. Yeah, and then I think that's the best bunch, I suppose. So there you go. Yo, B Channel. What's up? How you doing? Gifted 1 Koen's Trading membership. Tim. B Channel. Did you know that Tim Boerboom here? Tim, do you see that? Wait, where is Tim? Tim doesn't know. I'm not sure if he's watching. Tim, Je hebt een membership gift gekregen van Bisse Channel. So Tim Boerboom is a real life friend of mine. He got gifted a membership. Thanks, B Channel. Yo, Tim. I gotta WhatsApp him now. I'm not sure if he knows. He's probably at work putting the stream on the second screen. I wrote him a message. So it's nice. We see a little bit of support here, right? Support on the daily, not a continuation to the downside. So this is where we were. Pleasure. First time, glad to be here. Good to hear. Welcome. First question. What's up, Watty? How you doing? Ben, welcome back. News out. Yeah, just the, what's that? The, not this one. Non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate. So, yeah. I don't know what all of this means here, but it's red, which can increase volatility. And we got to move to the downside. Now, as I mentioned, as price is moving down and we have a bit of volume, from an Elliott Wave point of view, it makes sense to wait for a bounce or a range so that then we can reassess the probabilities. Of course, we have the probabilities with the scenarios I shared earlier. Therefore, you have Elliott Wave analysis at 23 minutes. It's an analysis of 15 minutes, 17 minutes. So if you want to know everything about what we're looking for, you can go there. And if you want to know more locally, go to minute 25 or something. No, that's incorrect. .35-ish, I guess. 40.2 to 1.618. Remains an interesting area, but the highs are also interesting. Depends on if we see proof of support here, no? Daily is pretty much the only great level in this area with the value area low that I've shown earlier as well. So this is the only area of interest, really. London session finished in 2 minutes, yeah. New York opens in 20. CVD has its place in, it's an indication, not a signal. Yes, absolutely. CVD is just another tool. In my experience, the market always gives back every news candle. Yeah, that happens very often. Absolutely, especially the very spiky ones. So, yeah. Why is Bitcoin dumping right now? People selling, people getting liquidated, more market longs being absorbed by limit short positions, bearish CVDs here at the high. And yeah, and we had a bit of news as well. Very helpful. That's great. Yeah, CVD is great. It's nice. It's nice. Like Bisse Channel has been using CVD himself, and he does very, very well with it. So great to hear. Atomic Habits, great book. Yeah, heard about it. Still need to read it. I don't have it myself. I have it in my notes. So in my phone. Where is it? In my phone, I have a whole list of books. But the best book that you can usually read is the book that solves your problem. So if you're having a problem in some area, usually the best book is the one that solves the problem or helps solving the problem. In business, it can be like, hey, if you struggle with marketing or you don't know how it works, read a marketing book. Or if you need to get an employee, read something about employees and you know how to find them. Atomic Habits is a very good general book. Helps you, I think, in general, you know, life and habits. So yeah, I think it's very valuable, and it's also just a very good book based on the reviews. So definitely worth reading as well, because a book like this can help you in many areas of life at the same time. At what point of the model do you recommend entering either a short or a long? That depends on your personal strategy. But if you are trading Elliott Waves, then first of all, of course, you need to analyze your own chart with Elliott Waves. And then trading Elliott waves is all about trading the highest probability scenario until invalidation. The moment invalidation is hit, that is the moment you're gonna make your alternative scenario the new preferred scenario. And and entries and stuff in Elliott waves, that depends. You can look for extra support and resistance areas, like I like to do with my target boxes and horizontals and stuff. But you can also just trade the whole Elliott wave area, like, hey, wave B target area is 382 to the 886, which is of course very big. Some people may like to enter at the 382 and be like, well, at least I'm not missing the trade. As long as their risk management is good, it should be no problem. But risk to reward ratio might not always be that great. How to know which level moet gaan? Dank je, Koen. Thanks dat je er was, Santos Science. Thanks. Goed dat je even kwam. How to know next which levels will get support. Depends on your analysis. So what I suggest Decoy plays is the first thing you like to do if you are maybe a bit newer or maybe also experienced, but what you want to do is use as many tools as you can in TradingView as well, and look how price is reacting to the different tools, different levels, different analysis stuff that you use, and just observe for a while. And then you'll quickly get an idea of like, hey, this works for me and I like this tool as well. And I have a daily on my chart. Got hit, no? Access a little bit of support here. I like to use time frame horizontals, but I also like volume levels. So those are things that I like to use myself. Doesn't mean they always hold, but there's just a nice confluence to have. So in your case, maybe you like other tools and therefore other confluences in support resistance area. You can also just use support resistance as simple as it is. Oh, we have a bit of resistance here. So you can just also just draw a box and look for support. Okay, bit of whoops, what am I doing here? Resistance, support. I don't know. You know how to find those areas. You can also just use this. Arguably over here, you have a bit of a support resistance flip as well. So there's many different things that you can use. The main question is, what works for you? What works for you? Green candle. Actually, 2 green candles, but CVD is moving down. Bullish CVD divergence, also on blue on the 3-minute here. So that is something here, both on yellow and on blue. A little bit of a local bullish CVD, while being on the daily time frame, on the daily horizontal. Not yet at the golden pocket. Golden pocket is just below. I took the advice, look how to add to your positions from him. Yeah, if you got a winner. Yeah, he is very hardcore on add to your winners. I love listening to Tom Hougaard. Yeah, me too. I think he's got stuff figured out, I like what he says. I just joined you live. Can I say what we should look for now? Can I say? You probably mean me, right? But in that case, the highest probability scenario we look for locally, local stuff. But what we want to see, of course, is some proof of support. And generally in Elliott waves, that means you want to have a range or a bit of a bounce. You keep an eye on CVD, RSI, other stuff. The main level of interest here is this area where price is now. You have the daily here, a bit of an order block. Value area low is also in this area. So if you lose this area, that wouldn't be great. I mean, depends. If you're short, that's great. So it's just that you're then probably going to look for lower levels now. We still have a daily naked point of control at 42.1k, but So this morning, right, video uploaded here, we were looking for a move to the downside to at least hit this target box. That is what we were looking for. A bit of a retracement to hit the target box and sooner or later take these highs. I still have the probabilities. So now we are in the target box and we just want to see if we can get some support. These were the probabilities unchanged from this morning. Morning video was over here, right? It's still the same. So we had here retracement into the target box before then potential continuation. Now we got the move down in the target box. Now we look for proof of support for potential continuation and then a bigger flat, which is interesting. Losing this level and yeah, we would be looking for price to possibly move to the downside. With Elliott Waves, we mainly want to be correct on the direction, right? So the direction was preferably move down, which is what we got. And now we observe what happens patiently. So from an Elliott Wave point of view, there's two things you want to wait for if price moves down on high volume. Wait for a range or wait for a bit of a bounce and then a retracement and see what you get. Do you get some divergences on any indicators? Candlestick patterns, other patterns, is volume slowing down, something. Because just hitting support, yeah, any support level very often can give a first reaction. The question is, can it stay above that support area, or is it going to lose the support area? So we're right on the direction, right? That's cool. Now we wait and see what price does and if we get some support coming in. Now I'm on the 3-minute CVD sometimes to observe. I prefer 15-minute myself. 15-minute CVD is for me more trustworthy. We had some bullish CVD here on the 3-minute. This played out as price moved up already. So yeah, we remain patient now. Red candle, CVD moving up. More buyers than sellers in the red candle, but it closed red. So yeah, we just give it some time, no? Give it some time here. Factor call, thank you, man. I appreciate it. So, this is what I think about Bitcoin, just explained, yeah. Market Wizards, yeah, good book. Go long and put stop losses below lower wick. No financial advice. I do not recommend to, of course, listen to these things. As Crypto Market News Today also very well knows because of the NFA. But make sure to trade your own plan, remain calm, and if you see what you want to see based on your strategy and your statistics, you can check your entry requirement boxes. You enter because you trade based on statistics, right? That's at least recommended. What's up, Hytham 911? Welcome. First comment here, Pixel. Welcome. Nice to see many people with the first comment as well. Thank you for everything you share. I really like the way you do it. Very valuable, clear, and pedagogic. Thanks, Pixel. Appreciate it, eh? And thanks for hopping by and sending your first message here in a live stream. Trying my best. If there's any feedback at any time, make sure to just write it in the comments or Discord or somewhere else. But I try to make Elliott Waves as accessible as possible when I share my scenarios, but still go into enough depth because it's Elliott Waves. It's still a lot of theory and, of course, a lot of rules. Okay, I just wanted to write. Bit of lag, it seems, there just now, but I saw it in the corner of my eye, but we back. Would you trade meme coins? No. I never do. I only trade Bitcoin, and if I'm considering going ETH and Sol, still am. Diamond knows I'm already thinking about it for a month, but based on the data of other Diamond members that are tracking trades on other coins, trading my strategy, Ethereum and Solana also do pretty well. So I'm considering it, but I'm so hard stuck on Bitcoin, because it's like my thing. I've always kind of traded Bitcoin. Oh, good. Positive New York Open prediction. Okay, 10 minutes left. Why is Link USDT not going down? Wouldn't be able to tell you, but yeah, if Link is holding while Bitcoin is moving down, that would be positive for Link. I mean, theoretically, the question can be answered quite simply. There's not enough people selling, or at the same time, maybe longs are being absorbed. There's actually people buying, but they get absorbed, and then later you get the downfall. But yeah, it's not going down because there's enough buyers. Huh? Listening to the live while I'm working out in the gym. That's what I like to hear. Mark Air, welcome, man. Thanks for your sub. Welcome to the channel. What's up? Welcome, Mark Air. There's many Marks watching. Mark with the C has competition now. Mark with the K joined. Listening to the live while I'm working out in the gym. Yeah, I mean, when I'm in the gym, usually I don't really listen to any podcasts. They have music running there. My fiance does though, like either music, her own music, or potentially a podcast. Order flow and CVD is a big part of my edge scalping. Yeah, especially CVD on the lower time frames and order flow on the lower time frames is very effective. So I can imagine why, or I can understand why you use those two. Could you share your view on the current CVD? Yes, I know there's bullish CVD on blue, right? But what I want to see is local strength. So yes, there's a bullish CVD here, but I also want to see local strength because we come down on volume. If we don't see any local strength, and preferably on a 15-minute, yeah, I'm not so not too invested, let's say, unless it's part of your plan, because we do have the golden pocket just below as well, right? Just below the golden, below the daily here. We also have the golden pocket. So yeah, we have a bit of support. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It might be. Question is if it's a wave C or a 3 in this case. No. So remain patient. What's up, Tarun Mirpuri? Just showing what's the difference between those two CVDs that you use. One, the blue one is aggregated, and the yellow one is only from Bybit. The reason I use the Bybit CVD is because when I first started trading back in the day, I learned, or the first CVD I used was the Bybit one. So I got used to reading the Bybit CVD. And every CVD you use from every platform moves slightly different. So just because I'm so used to reading the Bybit CVD, I don't switch. I'm trading on BingX for a very long time already. It's just that I read the Bybit CVD, and then the aggregated CVD is one that I added later because I wanted to have a little bit more insight into what price is doing. And now, of course, here you see blue, right? Higher low in price, lower low on the CVD. But here the yellow bearish CVD played out, no? Lower high, higher high. Usually I just call it yellow and blue because they are just as important to me, and you will see that both blue and yellow play out. It's not like one is more trustworthy than the other, based on stats at least. 45, 46, adding to my short would be a nice place. 46K is also the target box area at the top. What's up, Miguel Borges, Miguel? Welcome. Could you please do a brief check on Ethereum? Yeah, still resistance. Look, 20 what was it? 2600, 2.6K was strong resistance on ETH. And I don't really look, this is the thing. I usually only cover Bitcoin because once you open the door, now it's like a force that comes in, everyone asks for their coin. But yeah, I'm very much Bitcoin related. But on ETH, I do know that the move towards the upside on a 1 hour time frame, I think yesterday, we covered it shortly yesterday, but doesn't look really bullish, looks more corrective. And 2600 was the point of control of the high time frame range of like 2021, so clear resistance. But yeah, Maybe later, but I think that would be, it's best to cover alts and stuff in the big live stream that we still have coming. The big alt live stream. Or gold as well. I can also do gold in that live stream. Will Bitcoin go up or down? Well, the beautiful thing of trading is that it's about probabilities. We don't have to know if it goes up or down. What we do have to know is, based on our strategy, what are the probabilities of it moving up or down? Now, if you know your strategy and you have entry requirements, right? So rules that you check off before entering a position. If you can check off all the boxes and you know that your strategy has a 50, 60% win rate, 1-to-2, 1-to-3 risk-reward ratio, whenever you can check your boxes, you just enter because you trust the data. You don't have to know if Bitcoin goes up or down. It's all probabilities. And the probabilities from an Elliott Wave point of view are mentioned in the analysis earlier. And of course, if you have a strategy, and I of course also mentioned what I'm looking for locally here from an Elliott Wave point of view, wait for a range, bit of a bounce, bit of strength. And if you have a strategy, preferably you have some data and statistics. I may actually have to talk about the 6 steps that are very important to build a strategy. I think we're going to go towards those 6 steps very soon. Yeah, the stream was lagging just now, but it should be finished again. Much love from Saudi Arabia. What's up, Hagbani? Welcome. I was in Saudi Arabia last month. Oh, actually 2 months ago now, because I was there in December. Skywalker, thanks, mate. Skywalker is just like Marcus, like cheerleader nowadays. I appreciate it, man. I could hear an audiobook with Kunz's voice. It's relaxing. My fiance is giggling. Ash? Okay, I'm trying to listen, but she's also working. I could, yeah. Thanks, Skywalker. Appreciate your compliment, I suppose. But yeah, thanks for hanging out here. I'm on short from 43,200. Should I sell? 43,200 is a beautiful place, by the way. Good job on your position. Now, the question of should I sell is not a question I can answer. So from an Elliott Wave point of view, I mentioned what I would like to see with regards to strength. Bit of a range, bit of a bounce, and then some support, CVD, RSI, MACD, MFI, candlesticks, order flow, volume, whatever you like to use to then look for a move up. We are now at support. Should you sell? I mean, you're already selling because you're short, but you mean get out of position? That's up to you. There's, of course, 2 options that you can do with your position. If you are short, you can exit somewhere wherever your target is at once, so 100%, or you do partial TPs. So you're like, okay, price is moving to the downside. I have personally identified a couple of areas that might act as support, and I'm going to use those areas as take profit areas. TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4 is close. Also an opportunity. If after TP1 it reverses back up, yeah, you didn't take the max profit, right? But at least you got some. And you can also have an exit strategy after TP1, stop loss break even or stop loss in profit. Or look, there's many things that you can do. It really depends on your strategy. On the first, Danish Maduranga. I am first time today join your channel. You're best explained. Thanks, Danish. And also welcome, by the way, on your first day. It's almost like we're going to school. First day here. Welcome, Dinesh. Dimnar, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Exactly. Stream is lagging. We crossed my rings a few weeks ago. Yeah. Liquid Mafia on Discord always posts his rings. So he has like fib rings. Let me actually, by the way, take a quick picture here and move my bottle of water. 1 second here. Let me open. Okay, it opens on my second screen. There we go. 1 second. I just update silver for the people, for the silvers that are not watching. I quickly want to update. Bro. One second. Poof. Okay, there we go. Open Discord. Usually I first post in Telegram. Tuck, 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 tuck. Boom, puff, beef. There we go. So Liquid Mafia shares like these amazing charts with regards to the rings, like it's interstellar type of charts. And yeah, we broke a ring. Let's see what it does, what the effect is on price. No, Bitcoin up or down, sideways. Link is an oracle, will do well this cycle. I'm not too familiar with the company behind Link, but yeah, and I don't really remember. I think Link is now aiming to get into the big value area of, I think, 2021 or somewhere, like if you pull a volume profile. If it can close the week inside the value area, which I think it is now, and then retest support resistance flip on the weekly, there's potential for Link to go much higher to the point of control area. You still have the yearly though, just above yearly level. Thanks, Gary, and welcome here as well. Bruno, Aman, sorry, message retracted. Aman again. What is happening? Patience, I guess, pushing for a certain chart or something, but retracted works. Thanks, Gary. Blizzard 96 just subbed. You're very clean and clear on your teaching. I also love Elliott Waves. That's what I like to hear. Welcome to the channel. I'm happy to hear you like Elliott Waves as well. Makes it easier for you maybe to follow the charts as well. Try to be as accessible as possible. Like even people that don't know anything about Elliott Waves, I at least try to explain what kind of movement we can expect on the chart. It's not always easy to really make it as basic as possible, but still deep enough for all the rules and explaining the pools, and also people that know about Elliott Waves to be like, yo, he knows what he's talking about. You know what I mean? Trying my best. Do we already have a date for the alt stream? Not yet. So this weekend is going to be difficult because of the plans I have. It will be a weekend day because of the fact that many people, of course, watching have work during the week, and in the weekend everyone is free, or at least they have the opportunity to watch instead of being at work. So there's an opportunity next Saturday, and then there's an opportunity on the 17th. No, oh no, wait, no. 17 and 18, I'll probably be in the Efteling for 2 days. And then 24, 25 is still a possibility, and then I fly on the 28th. So yeah, we do have some possibilities. Might have to look for Saturday the 10th for the big altcoin stream. It's either going to be Saturday 10 or it's going to be 24/25 of Feb. So those are pretty much the options I have. But I want to do it before I leave. I do hope we see you on the ETH side one day. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, maybe as a trader, but on the channel, the focus is very much Bitcoin. Less is more. And the moment I would do analysis on a second pair, I prefer to have a new channel instead of having it on one channel. So completely new, and then only people that follow Elliott, like Ethereum, can then sub on the second channel for ETH, instead of having a whole mix on one channel, which I don't really like the look and feel. And not to forget, it takes a lot of time as well to do good quality Elliott waves. The moment you push out too much content, the quality goes down because you have the pressure of shit. I got to do my analysis. I only have this much time. So you're just like a school kid that's like, I want to play games, but I have my homework. Okay, but I only have 2 hours per day. So what's going to happen with the homework? The homework and then, okay, let's play games. You know what I mean? So the game playing is the video and the homework is the preparation. But because of the pressure with the video times and the uploading times, you're going to decrease the quality of the analysis just to put out the video. And the more coins you add, the more difficult it becomes. So the more you're going to be the gaming kid pretty much there. In that example. Can you do a quick Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10 in you? Yes, I can. Hello, can I see if the market breakdown 42.5? It will wait at 40. Garav 42548. 4238. Yeah, we do have the golden pocket here from the low to the high. So yes, there is potential there still for support, absolutely. And usually the golden pocket will at least give some sort of a reaction. So here you go, right? And if I put the prices on, just so you can see, there you go, 42380. So that's here, right, in the golden pocket. So yeah, and that's always an interesting area. Nina the Butt, greetings from India. Appreciate your work. Thanks. Welcome from India. There's actually quite a lot of Indians watching the videos, but also in Discord. Pleasure, Aman. W being formed on the 1 minute. Must have already played out now, I guess, because of the local high here being taken. This wave, this is wave 5. You're talking about this leg up, Skywalker? If we are looking for a move to the upside, right? Based on your question, there's of course two scenarios, right? We have the flat with an ABC, or you're gonna have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse to finish your 5. The thing is that we do this wave 5 becomes quite long in time. So if we do move up, I would have probabilities on an ABC on a flat, and then down. Now the good thing is that what makes it easy is the movement is the same, right? And in an impulse, you're looking for 1, 2, 3 sideways range 4, 5. While in an ABC, this is your end of C, and you want to move down and hit the 0.618, pulled from the low to the high of 3, which in this case is C, but you don't know yet. So, yeah. So probabilities for me would be more on the side of the ABC compared to the wave 5, because 5 gets quite long in time compared to wave 1. What's up, Anita? Big A. Link's trying to rally a flip. Yeah. Keep an eye on Link. Might be great to see if it flips on the weekly. How many 5-50 minutes do you look for consolidation? It can take a while, but this is, for me, I like, for example, over here, right? We had a quick move down. This is just a bounce. I'm still waiting for, usually you get a retracement. And then this is where we started ranging, right? So this is then, interesting, what I look for. Quick move down, wait for a range. This is just a bounce. But then we get a bit of sideways action. That helps. Now this move here, a quick move to the upside and a quick move down. So here waiting for a range, difficult. Maybe if waiting for a range would have missed out. But from a probabilities perspective, it usually works very nicely to wait for the ranges. Also here, quick move up, and then eventually we wait for a range and a range, right? So yeah, just enough so that the Elliott Wave probabilities are on the good side. Of course, I already spoke about the probabilities and what we're looking for in the analysis earlier. Again, bullish CVD here already played out, right? So we took the high. To clarify this, by the way. So here, first of all, you had here higher low, lower low. Then you had some green candles while CVD moves down. And now you have here higher low. This. This is your point, and lower low. It's a bit awkward because of the yellow line moving down, but you know. And then your target for the divergence, bullish CVD, is here. But we took the high now, as you can see. So that already now played out. But this is 3-minute stuff, and I personally do like the 15. Another thing we can look for is if we're looking for an impulse, right? You're going to be looking for this. And then you don't want the 618 to be hit. If you're looking for wave 3 here. 1, 2, if we're looking for a 3, of course you look for a much bigger move down. Currently, trend-based flip from the high to the low to the high here, the end of the move. Toggle on your zigzag target. Guess what? We're currently inside the target area for a zigzag. If we are looking for an impulse, then we don't want to hit the 618, which is also in line with this 1-to-1, or 1-to-1 with this wave 1. So that would be pretty much your invalidation. So in other words, if you hit these levels, probabilities are higher to move to the upside. As the probabilities are then higher, you have a 3-wave structure in a wave A, B, and a wave C. And you're going to be looking for price to move towards the upside. Let me just write key here. That's better. Link is a good fundamental project. Oracles are important. Was one of the worst ones. Another piece of evidence that fundamentals have zero impact on price. Yeah, I'm also not a fundamental analyst. But yeah, let's see how Link is gonna perform in a potential future bull market. Would be interesting to keep an eye on at times. Leverage trading sucks. It only sucks if one doesn't really know how to use leverage correctly. So if you jump into trades with 100x or 200x high risk, you expect high reward, probably small account size. You try to double your account quickly and all that stuff. The problem is that you learn wrong habits and trading fundamentals. And in the end, you are just refinancing your blown up account all the time with money you should actually use to build your account with a good risk management strategy. So with leverage, I only use 1x, 2x, usually not more than 2x. Reason being, if my stop loss is 1% or more away, I only need 1x to risk 1% of my portfolio because my risk is always 1%. Sometimes less, but usually 1%. If my stop loss is between 0.5 and 1%, I need 2x leverage to risk 1%. So I use leverage just so I can get my risk in. But I don't use leverage to get rich quick. That's a big difference. I think it's much better for people to develop a strong strategy and collect data, which is what people usually don't want to do. That is because it costs a lot of time. So most in the industry, it's just the fact they don't put time. They look for shortcuts. Leverage is one of those shortcuts, but you'll usually lose more than you win, especially if you don't have a solid strat. And with high leverage, you just lose more quicker. Unless you have a strategy developed based on data that helps you with the statistics or helps you with leverage. Like you have a strategy that is proven for high leverage. So I really enjoy using leverage just because I can always risk 1%. Quickly chatting. Chat. Where's chat? Only 24 likes for 100 likes. 150 people watching. People know where the button is if they enjoy the content. The analysis part is at the beginning, of course, everyone. But yeah, we are at 83 now. So looks quite solid, no? 3-minute bullish CVD supporting at least a bit of a move to the upside here. Close to hitting the key level. Let's see if we can take the key level. Where's chat? In the first stream, you thought my name was Elliott. Oh boy. Yeah. My name is Koen Schobbers, everyone. Welcome. Maybe AKA Elliott. Maybe one day, synonym. No, I don't carry the status or the respect to get that synonym as a name. I'm more like known as Koens in the general industry, in the gaming industry. It's for the past 18 years. That's my background, by the way, for people that don't know me. 18 years working in that industry, first as a pro gamer, then as a television host for ESPN, global keynote speaker, which is what I still do, still a global keynote speaker in the industry, board member of the Global Esports Federation. So, helping parents with gaming children. And my nickname was Koen, and then it turned into Koens. The Z has a whole story to it. So if you look at all previous bull market, alts really outperformed Bitcoin right at the end of the bull market. So I only go full digging towards the end. Yeah, it's a good strategy if you know, if you know, you know. So based on your analysis here, the end of a Bitcoin bull market is attractive for the alts. So full Deegan as well. Make sure to keep some of the profits at least from the Bitcoin, the Bitcoin bull market. Go full Deegan in the alts, not lose it all, of course. I see 44. I see 44. I bet you 5 guilders. It's the third scenario C or 3 up. Oh, here now, like this one, C or 3 here, you mean. Technical Chacha, welcome. There's a triangle in the middle of that candle. Like here, you mean? Or here, wait, I don't know the triangle. The red candle, this one. 1 minute time frame. John is the one that counts the very low time frames. Pleasure, Kevin. Not big, but 200 MA on the 15. Are we at, oh wait, so like support. 69 leverage, deagonized scalps, only risk 1%. Yeah, that's the thing. You can use 100x leverage and still only risk 1% of your portfolio. Of course, you have to manage your stop loss with your liquidation. But for me, leverage is not to earn money quickly. It's to make sure that I can risk the amount that I want to risk based on my preparation. Jared, hello, made some gains with the short. Very nice, good job. Based on your own analysis, of course. Is there a way to run statistics on a strategy that's automatic? Well, yeah, you just have an Excel sheet. Just bump up an Excel sheet. Put in a statement like when X happens, Y. And then you say yes, no, total. I have an example if you want to see. I have my statistics sheets on my PC. So yes, no, total, and then you just calculate the percentage of yes, no against the total, and you're good to go pretty much. So you can build statistics just using Excel. Yeah. Koen's typing sounds like thunder, even though I don't even have a mechanical keyboard. I have the what's this one? MX Keys Mini. Man, I always had a wired keyboard because of my gaming background, right? Esports background as a player and everything. I always had wired keyboards. And then my fiance got budget from work. By the way, she's starting her entrepreneurial journey in April. She already resigned. Congrats to her. But she got budget from her job to have a home office. So I was the one that found all the pieces and a nice big screen and everything, right? Like top-notch stuff. And then I got this keyboard for her. It's nice. It's wireless and stuff. And I was actually very impressed by the quality and the keyboard. And I was like, damn, I like it. And then she gave she got me a keyboard as well. I don't know if it was for my birthday or Christmas or whatever, but it's a great keyboard. It's wireless, great battery life in my opinion, and yeah, it's really good. Not sure for gaming though, if you play shooters and stuff, but if Bitcoin raise current support for a correction further downside, would you consider a short position, or would it be more wise to stay patient and expect a possible immediate recovery? So for me to be in a short position, right? So if this is lost, for me, with the strategy that I have, I'm not interested. So if price loses this area here, that's the way it is. But I look for higher probability stuff. The shorts were up here, not here. In my opinion, we're at support. Even if we lose support, there's something to say. If you lose to support and retest, there's confluence potentially for a short, yes. But that depends on your plan and strategy. When price was here this morning, probabilities were higher for a move down. Still, like with I from an Elliott Wave point of view, I prefer I prefer 1 hour, 4 hour. We of course have these scenarios as well towards the upside, no? Right? Shared earlier also in the analysis. This one here and this one here. So I prefer being in a long and see if I can extend it, manage it well, than going against those scenarios, probability-wise. So yeah. And then I have my main strategy, right, which at the moment does not suggest any position. So we good. At least not here, I should say, where price is at the moment. Needs more time. Greenstar Trading News video counts the move from 65.5 to 1500 as a double sharp, double zigzag W. Yes. In wave W in this bear scenario. Can wave W contain sharp? Wave W can only be a simple structure. So a zigzag, a flat are the only two options for a W. So yeah, W, X, Y, X, Z, in my opinion, and from my experience and all the theory I have consumed, cannot be a W, X, Y, X, Z. So then you have to look for an A in that case. It can be a wave A, but then you can count it both as a corrective A for a flat or a zigzag. Preferably a zigzag in that case. Would be quite insane if you wick the all-time high for a flat and then move down in C. That would be something. But no, wave W, zigzag flat, wave Y, zigzag flat triangle. So I would not count it that way myself. I do have the WXYXZ, but then as a finished structure in the bull market for a wave 2 or a wave A. See if you can Sharp ratio. I actually read about it in the Intelligent Investor. It's not really. I'm not knowledgeable about these things. This is more fundamental stuff and company stuff, but it's interesting. What games? Trackmania. Elliott Koons, I know, right? It's actually Elliott Wave Wizard. Trying my best. Jeroen Teerbink. I highly recommend the book Happy Returns by Oppenheimer for a deeper understanding Elliott Waves. From Oppenheimer. Now we're talking. From the movie. Happy Returns. A deeper understanding of Elliott Wave. I mean, there's already, of course, the understand. I got quite a deep understanding, I guess. But what was it? Stock market analysis. Two ratings. First edition though. Super cycles. I don't really think this is a book for me. Cycles, fundamental analysis, more fundamental analysis. Technology and AI, more fundamental analysis. I bet for some people it will be a great book. But I'm not really into these, I'm 100% technical. So my Elliott Wave analysis is completely unrelated to the cycles and those type of analysis. But it's always good to know about the book. Also for people here, it might be relevant as well. There's no guarantee, Ben, but the probabilities do increase that you will find a move up. But it doesn't mean you continue up. You can still hit the golden pocket or hit this key line, have a retracement down before eventually a move up, right? So there's no guarantees, but probability-wise, the probability switch for this being a high probability in an ABC, and then finding its way back towards the upside, which of course can also be in waves. What's the most likely scenario now as we have bounced a bit? Be patient, right? Still waiting for a range. Key level hasn't been hit for 1, 2. This can still be a 3, 4, 5 for an impulse, right? In an impulse, you don't want overlap between the low of 1 and a potential 4. That's why the key level is there. So if price hits the key level, probabilities are higher that you're going to take the high. That does not mean, as just explained, it just moves up. It can still move in waves. It can still be corrective. It's just that the probabilities are then on the side of taking that high. Double 1, 2, this here, or you mean to the upside or downside Dow? Because to the downside, not looking for a double 1, 2. This second leg hit the 886, taken from this high to this low. Low probabilities, this is a wave 2. Higher probabilities, you have some like WXY-ish or something else going on here, no? I opened a 69x trade too. Nice. What kind of business does she start? Real estate. That's her cup of tea. And then she's gonna start with flipping and deal sourcing. That's her goal. She has done a lot of preparation and will do more as well. And she is invited by someone in a network to go to a super investor in Monaco in November, which is an event full of LPs and GPs and investors, and like it's a great networking opportunity. So likely I'll join her on the trip, not to go in the event. Tickets are like 5K by the time the event is there. She got it for free. Sure. Network. If you are kind, can you tell me the minimum you make dollars in a day trading using 1-2x, and what's the margin you use? It helps me to understand if it can work for me. Now, I will have to answer your question with disappointment, because I will never ever say how much I earn, because it doesn't help anyone and it doesn't matter. What matters is that I teach people to build a plan. Now, based on statistics, like in Diamond, one can quite easily calculate what the strategy can do over a few years of using it. But what is important is, can it work for you? Well, the question is, what's your portfolio size? Because you can't live from trading with a $500 portfolio, right? So it's a long-term vision. If you can lose $500, that's the motivation. If you can lose $500 and you have a strategy, 1-3 RR, 60-70% win rate, which is the one that I have, which Diamond also uses and Diamond also trades, then it's time. It's just about following the plan in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. No, it's just following the plan. And actually, in the statistics channel, we have, let's see, this is the correct one. So let's open this. Jarvis, he trades my strategy on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. So we'll just download this quick. This is his statistics sheet. Oh, here, my reaction rolls. There we go. I set it up earlier. Ta-da. Ta-da. So his final trade was Jan 31st. So this is what Jarvis posted. What was the date here? Yesterday. So these are his statistics, my strategy that he trades. And of course, it makes sense that slowly you go to like an equilibrium, right, of your setup. Based on my data, which I can show you as well, 60 to 70% is most common. Win rate, 1-3 RR is the risk-to-reward ratio. And as you can see, many trades since November 1st, Solana, ETH, Bitcoin. And yeah, very, very nice. November was a crazy month. December, 1-3, 50. Don't forget, 53% win rate with a 1-3 risk-to-reward ratio is very nice. And 55. So these are a slower month. Oh, MX keys. My battery is dying. So slower months here. But hey, November, who's complaining? So it depends, right? Portfolio size, what's your strategy, what's your plan? I have lots of data I can show you as well on stream of the strategy, which I also sometimes do. So it's not about how much. Holy shit. What just happened? Whoa. Oh boy. Holy. Did this happen on more charts? Error? So this is an error. Didn't do anything on the Bybit. What just happened? Yeah, not on Bybit. I see. Holy shit, only on Coinbase. Man, Coinbase such scam. What the hell? We got a scam wig now. We created a scam wig on Coinbase, FYI. I would still like for a norm for other charts to hit. Wow, that how did we caught that live? Actually watching the chart when it happened. That's crazy. Holy moly. Got an entry, Dower. Mega. Yeah, I can imagine. Oh, it's going 44, and that's crazy. Used by yeah, I mean, Bybit has great wicks as well, so it's not like I mind a wick once in a while on Coinbase. It's just, jeez, that was an interesting move. They just liquidated the customers. Has that now invalidated the 618? I would now also look at other charts. I just wrote it to silver as well. I'm like, so also on the index chart, we have a little wick here. On Binance, we just missed out. Bitstamp, not yet. What's this line? Oh, that must be a 382 or something. I don't know. And Bybit is moving up. Yeah, so we hit the key level on Bybit here. Holy moly. Price action, baby. So we moved straight into the point of control. We didn't even take the high. If you do it, then at least grab the liquidity. What the hell? Interesting. Where were we even? Holy moly, that happened so quick. So Ashley, real estate, what happens? What happening on the market? Yeah, good question. This was, of course, before the wick, but now that we have a wick like this, you know, I mean, price does. I mean, this is a 1 minute wick. Like that's quite a big 1 minute wick, no? So the margin you use, oh yes, we were at this question. So it's about having good fundamentals, right? Having a solid strategy, solid plan based on data and statistics, and then just repeat it. And instead of refunding your blown accounts in case that happens, you then, and you know, this people use too high leverage, potentially blow their account, and then they refund it and they go at it again, and they do go at it again and again. And the problem is, why don't you put time into developing a solid strategy and then add the money you would have used to fill up your blown accounts, add it to your existing account to up your portfolio size to trade statistics? So there's 6 steps. There we go, everyone. There are 6 steps I recommend you follow to be a consistently profitable trader. And I'll go through them very shortly, right? 1, try as many free tools as you can, right? Don't yet buy any indicators with red dots and green dots and waste money on that stuff, right? Try as many free tools as you can, get as much knowledge as you can too. Find your favorite tools, build statistics on your favorite tools. Use Excel, use whatever backtesting software. 3, combine your favorite tools and start tracking statistics on the combination. So now you're already starting to build a bit of a strategy because you're combining some stuff. Step 4, tweak and adjust the combination. Add something, remove something. Do it one by one, not 2 or 3 times adding things, not adding 3 things at the same time, then removing multiple things at the same time, you know, that sort of stuff. Because you want to know what is the effect of adding this one thing or removing this one thing. So that's step 4, tweaking, adjusting. Step 5 is start trading your strategy with a low portfolio size. You trade it while working on your trading psychology, your head, because you can have the best strategy, but if your mindset and your trading psychology is shit, you'll be a losing trader with an amazing strategy. And then step 6 is you up the budget of your portfolio, right? Slowly, to get used to the losers, not the winners. Getting used to winners is very easy because your winners will be bigger and you'll be happy. But you got to get used to bigger losses. Have you tried virtual reality shooting games? No, but I have done VR games. Yes, Beat Saber is probably one of my favorites. I have different numbers from where I 88 of the all-time high, sitting at from the all-time high. We touched the 618 from all-time high to 15k. Thumbnails fire. Thanks, Abuzni Sok. Welcome, man. Good to have you here. Then we go through what just happened. Fat is looking juicy. Yeah, this is such a crazy move, eh? Eric, why use Coinbase? Is it Coinbase Spot or is that... Well, I don't trade on Coinbase myself. I trade on BingX. But the Coinbase chart works best for my strategy, which is also based on data. So what I've done is, when I was working on developing my personal developed trading strategy, I compared platforms with the lows, the highs, the wicks, and I found that the Coinbase chart works best. That's the only reason I do analysis on Coinbase. It's just because for my personal strategy, it's the best result. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's just data. So I'm not related to Coinbase at all. It's just that the chart works best with the strat, and then I just adjust for the price difference between the platform. Kevin, do we have 100 plus? There we go, 105. Thanks everyone. Thanks for popping in. Looks like we are in for the local highs. Yeah, it would be nice. No, there wasn't a plan, lol. No plan. Yeah, this was a unique move, that's for sure, right? And now we hit the key level as well, so higher probabilities. You got an ABC going on here. I'm not really looking for a double one too. Now on AGGR, we actually have a normal chart. Also here we hit the key level, right? So higher probability for an ABC down, higher probability to then take the high. Following the probabilities. Dealy Crypto. Wait, is it possible to sue a platform for this kind of stuff? I mean, it's only on Coinbase. Someone probably YOLO'd and lost their paycheck on this wick. Probably. Yeah, probably more people. It's the same as on like in the past, I mean, years, right? You sometimes on any platform, you see these big wicks. I mean, you can even make it a strategy, right? Fill the wick. It happens everywhere. And yes, undoubtedly, people get wrecked during these moments. Can you sue a company? I actually wonder. I'm actually not sure. I guess there is some argument to it, but the question is, do you know what happened in the wick? Was it just on Coinbase, one mega position buying or selling? Then, yeah, I don't know. If it's a company mistake or something, yeah, you might have a chance. That's an interesting one. how does a scam wick like that affect things? I just look at other charts where also now on other charts we hit the key level here. When you have a big like wick like this, quite often it does like to eventually fill the wick. But now, of course, only on Coinbase you have this wick here. But on other charts, you are now back inside this range. So it increases probabilities. This is a 3-wave structure down, right? Not a 5-wave structure. Which increases probabilities that eventually you'll take the high. So, yeah. Also here on the 1 minute on the index chart, little one. We didn't yet fill this one though. Oh, that was an interesting... Of course, you can still have a double zigzag, W, X, Y. It's just that generally now probabilities are higher for a 3-wave move. Man, chart looks so odd with that wick into the point of control as well. Is B already finished according to your micro analysis? There's definitely a possibility. 382. Yeah, there's the potential. It ended after the 382 on top of the daily. If you're looking for an ABC to the upside, then yeah, there is that potential daily as support. A, B, C, and B. And then you continue up for a C. John. Send it, John. Send it. Call your friends. Press the red button. Make it happen. What's the Bitcoin update? It didn't yet change compared to the analysis earlier. So this morning, if you watch the morning update, probabilities were higher here to look for a move down. Reason being, we started grinding up, volume moving down, typical wave 4-5 behavior of a potential impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside here, no? And you want to hit at least the 0.382 usually for a retracement, which we didn't. So that added to it as well. We were ranging here, but we did not hit the 382, which for a B, X, and 2 is usually at least a minimum target. So yeah, we were looking for a move down, and the only area of interest really below price and great support is the daily. If you lose the daily, there's not too much left here. So we hit the 05, we hit the daily, got this really weird wick to the upside. And we looked for proof of support. Some bullish CVD divergences were visible. We now, on other charts, hit this low, increasing probabilities, right? Probabilities that this is a 3-wave structure, which increases probabilities to take the highs without the scam wick. On other charts, you don't have the wick. So, yeah. I wonder what this eventually will mean in hindsight, because it's difficult to know what wicks like these, like, is it a liquidity grab? You didn't even grab the highs here. Like, what? So, yeah, interesting environment here. So, yeah. You do have more bearish CVD on yellow again. It's a third CVD though. So, lower high, higher high, higher high, higher high. That's something to note. So, of course, you have bearish CVD. Also in blue, you have bullish CVD. So now you have counter CVDs here. Blue is a first CVD. The yellow here is a third. 1, 2, and now the third time it goes up, you have again CVD. But it's every time you have CVD divergences with the same pivot, it lowers in probabilities of playing out. So, yeah. Interesting environment here, no? Sometimes it's just chart error, sometimes it's in the book. I don't look at Coinbase footprint though. Yeah, you probably have to look in the books. Footprint, order flow. Do you have any prop firms you recommend? I used to trade on one and it closed today. I mean, FTMO, True Forex funds. What else is there? There's so many. E3, Funded Trader. I guess, yeah. I think the industry, probably the best known one is FTMO, I believe. So I don't really know, like, so yeah, okay. Oh, interesting. It closed. So there was another one that had a problem though. What was it? Oh, wait. My Forex funds. That one had the problem, right? Which also, I'm not sure if they eventually closed or not, but they were at least like sued, or they had the government issues. What's happening here? Crazy price action. CVDs. Of course, we have this one, right? But you also have this one already played out, but I do want to highlight it. You had 1, you had 2, now you have 3. You had 1, you had 2, now you have 3, you see? But that is a third CVD. This is a first CVD. You could already say the bullish CVD now played out, because on the chart it wicked the high. Like even though it's like the scammy thing, scam wick. 100% of the news candle will give. Yeah, you can counter trade the news, right, John? Sell the rumor, buy the news. Wait, what? Buy the rumor, sell the news, or the other way around. 886 again on Coinbase. Yeah, I don't really like to include the wick in the analysis though. We hit the order block here, so that's something that I prefer to look at the candle close and avoid the wick. So we have a little order block here that is now tested, right? Filling the gap, hitting the order block. Normal to have a bit of resistance in that area. Yes, the wick is all the way to the upside, but on other charts we don't have that same price action. We just have the order block. So that is what I would focus on probably. So far, the highest amount of volume is in the last leg, no? So even if you exclude this candle, the highest volume here is still in the high here. So preferably you make at least one more high on lower volume for a more like an impulsive structure. $44.3K area have higher probabilities now. You first need to lose the daily. Oh wait, 44.3 with the wick. It's look, you now have overlap, right, with this structure. So yeah, probabilities are higher. You have an ABC here, because for an impulse, you want to see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no overlap between 4 and 1. Even without the wick, you have overlap as shown on other charts. So then your only alternative is a diagonal or a double 1, 2. Double 1, 2, of course, would be bearish. You're going to have an impulse down. But yeah, scan wick, it's a bit awkward. Only on Coinbase though. So if you have a double 1, 2, then you have a 1, 2, 1, 2. You expect an impulsive move down. That's your alternative. But your second wave 1 is longer than the first one, as it passed the 1-to-1, as you can see here. While it is a lower degree wave 1, so that does lower the probabilities. And then you have a diagonal, but in a diagonal, all of the waves, or at least wave 2 and 4, have to be a zigzag structure, but this here is not a zigzag. So a diagonal doesn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then do this. So that increases probabilities. You got a 3-waver. Of course, you can still have a W. Oh, your ABC can still be a W, X, and a Y, right? Not to forget, you can still get a W, X, Y to extend the corrective structure. But it's just probabilities towards corrective moves. So, like this, you have your W, eventually your X, or whatever the X maybe is, and then eventually a Y. So, of course, that is still an option. And then you just drag out the corrective structure. But then your daily is like your best support, and then just below you have the golden pocket. So unless you like wick in the golden pocket, take the liquidity here, and then you want to move up quite quickly because there's not too much left here, right? But probabilities are higher. You have a 3-wave structure. And then the most bullish scenarios, you have a 3-wave structure and you continue. Bearish scenario after a 3-wave move in an ABC is you continue the range in a WXY. Most bearish scenario, you go down, but it's just probabilities in this here, yeah. Or wave 2 of 1 of 3. Wait, what? Or wave 2 of 1 of 3. Okay, I get it. That is the double 1, 2 scenario. Staring at the wicks is doing my head, yeah. Nice one. It's like a Christmas tree. Can this downswing be the wave 2 of a C up? Wave 2 of a C. B wave proba completed at for what spawned out from is proba. The wave 1 of C. If so, we should be heading for wave 3 of C. Based on the analysis earlier, look, this low here, right, does not yet have greatest probabilities that this is the low of your bigger B, A, B, and the C. Yet, can change, no? But this low is made not hitting the 382 from the low to the high, as mentioned in the analysis earlier in the live stream. Neither is this low made after the 382 fib time from the low to the high. So based on probabilities, you would prefer a deeper retracement still. Because for a B, X, and a 2, usually the minimum target is the 382. And the 382 is common for B or X, less common for 2. Not even hitting the 382. Yeah. It's just uncommon, yeah. Yeah, you could be in a C, but I would then look for a lower degree C. Yeah, but that's possible, no? That's a possibility. So, of course, yeah. I mean, in the end, the expectation is the same. So it doesn't matter. We are looking for a structure, bigger three-wave structure to the upside. But this is very short in time. Give me a future trend. The positive. What do you mean with a future trend? What's up, Tim? How you doing, man? Do you do? During live streams sometimes, if we do an alt stream, that is, usually I put it in the title. Link has been quite simple. Actually, over the past weeks, it was finding resistance at the value area low. You don't really need Elliott waves per se, but resistance at the value area low. Potential wave 4 behavior there, sideways corrective structure on like a 1 hour, 4 hour time frame. And it now pushed into the value area. So you want to close the week in that area, maybe retest the support resistance, and then you can move to the point of control. Pape, yeah, the wick, I know. No, I don't know. It happened on Coinbase only. The index chart has a small little wick, but Coinbase has a bigger wick. I went back, rewind to see that reaction. Oh, yeah, I know. I saw it happening live. So I was like, you know, like you don't see that often, especially when you're live. Oh, higher time frame. A wave from the top, overshooting B. Then away. Yes, that's a possibility. Yes, that would be this flat. So yes, that is absolutely a possibility. What's your opinion on Solana? I don't have an opinion as I didn't check the chart, but also in this live stream we won't check the chart. We're mainly focused on Bitcoin, but there will be DJ Bumbleclot, a big alt stream coming up. We're planning it. It's either going to be on the 10th of Feb or 24/25, either or, one of those two. So days. So far I understand that B waves are strange. Yes, they can be very complex, and this price action in general is a bit strange. That's why I'm asking you. Yeah. Well, for a B wave, most commonly a B wave in a flat is a zigzag. So you're going to be preferably in the flat, right? A, B, C. You're going to have a 535 in here. And potentially in that case, you might have your B, or you continue corrective structure in the B. But yeah, the wick is an interesting one. Like Wave say no trade, but do you have stats on its success in that scenario? Yes, this can happen. And in that case, the main strategy with the tools that we use tends to be more correct, just because on Elliott waves we don't yet have the information. Of course, in a perfect world, it's the same direction. But the nice thing is that the strategy is completely unrelated to Elliott waves. It's completely loose. Reason being that I don't want any potential subjective or I think or that type of stuff in the main strat. The main strat is completely rule-based. Like I can literally check the boxes. So, yeah. There's not like statistics on Elliott versus main versus what plays out the most. But from my experiences, when the main shows a setup with Elliott waves, you usually don't yet have the information to confirm a potential reversal, for example, even though the setup already shows. Pleasure, Mohammed Tarmanini. It's a pleasure. I see a corrective ABC up to 47.6. Yes, that's an interesting resistance area. See an impulse down before reversing up to 50. Yeah, the alt stream is still coming, but we'll do many alts in that stream for sure. Watching back, you were talking about CFD Pro, they already played out. Yeah, the 3 bearish ones. Well, the bearish ones, the third one is of course still here if you discount the wick, and the bullish one already played out if you include the wick. So that would give CFD a neutral playing field at the moment. Yeah. Watching back, what do you think about Gartley? Gartley is the easiest one. Golden Pocket 786. So for the Golden Pocket, of course, on a 4-hour chart, you still need higher prices. You need to go to here, like 44.7-ish up here. You need to go higher. I think even a little bit higher even. And then you want to go down Golden Pocket and then 786. Yeah, Gartleys are good. Yeah, they're quite easy. What's up, Video Kingdom? The wick should be a wave 1 or wave B spike. Yeah, or a C, right? 3 in the C. I'm from India. Welcome, Dinesh Goyal from India. Another Dinesh. It's quite a lot of Dinesh. It could be, but I count 3 ways down from 49, 1 to 1 to up. Gonna trade that setup regardless. I protect against lower. Yeah, and Corbus, I meant to say. I see. Yeah, the ABC from 49K is a possibility there. It's still also that corrective structure is quite short in the whole scheme of the corrective structures. If you look from 24.7K to 49K, we had quite lengthy corrective structures. ABC is of course a zigzag, is generally a short corrective structure, but then we would be looking for 50K, which is definitely it's one of the scenarios in a 1-2 and then continuation up. But we didn't hit the 382. That's a pain in the ass. Welcome, Adonis Batista from Brazil. There you go. Other side of the world, where it's morning. Must be, I guess, yeah. So, welcome, eh? Welcome, welcome. Well, everyone, I do still have some other stuff to do as well. Got some work-related things, YouTube-related things, actually. Yeah, 2 YouTube-related things. And then, of course, in 2.5 hours, we have another update. So quite curious to see where we will be midday in Brazil. That's not right. 5 hours, is that a 5-hour difference? Must be 6, 7. There's a time from coming and a time for going. Yeah. I suggest everyone to check the beginning for the probabilities. Nothing has changed, and probabilities here are higher for a 3 waiver. It's midday. Oh, 12:30. Wow. So it's only 4 hours difference. Brazil? That's crazy. Only 4-hour difference with the Netherlands? Ah, lol. I'm so clueless about geography stuff. Man, I was thinking like US, Brazil. Look at my noob. I'm such a noob. So yeah, okay, I see. Then it probably depends where you live in Brazil. There's probably a couple of time frames here. This is the Netherlands. I see. That's why it's 4 hours. Yo, I'm so clueless. I was like, wait, I went to the US and the US was like 6, 7, 8 hour difference. 5, maybe here. 4. I see. Thanks for correcting me there. Man, I learned something today. Jeez, it's not as far away as I thought. I mean, flying's still far away, but time zone wise, it's actually quite close. So... Earth is flat. everyone is allowed to believe what he or she wants to believe, I suppose. But this is a topic that goes outside the scheme of what we talk about on the stream. So, Lit, I'll call you Lit. It's a pleasure, man. Beter dan al die podcasts. Thanks, Lit. Appreciate it, eh? So thanks for coming in. So 44K coming. There's the potential, yeah. So we're gonna keep an eye on it. But probabilities so far, nice. We got to move to the downside. Higher probability 3-wave structure, right? Where is it? Not bad. Let's see what we get. If price moves to the upside, of course, again, we want to observe the reaction here for the potential of continuation, where the next big resistance is 45.9, 46.7. So, yeah, slowly moving above the 50-minute order block. So yeah, let's see what happens. But in 2.5 hours, there's another normal video update. So yeah, exactly, John. It also happened at like what, 27, 28K? Bimbo Clot putting some oil on the fire, be like. Nice. Yeah, we saw the little 3-minute bullish divergences, the key level we highlighted here as well, right? So yeah, the US is 2 hours behind Brazil. I see. Giving us the rocket fuel we need. Maybe another intern pressed the wrong button. Okay, everyone, I really gotta do some other stuff. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for hopping in. John, thanks for being here as well. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for your time. He's a great Elliott Wave counter, sharing lots of ideas in Discord, so make sure to join if you haven't yet. And he was one of the first 100 people in Discord, by the way. But yeah, everyone, thanks for being here. In 2 hours and 50 minutes, there's going to be another video, normal video, right? So a normal update, unless we got some crazy price action again in 2.5 hours, and you will see my face back on stream. But before that happens, I got to finish some other stuff before I would potentially start another stream or a video. So let's see what we get. If shit hits the fan or we got some crazy stuff going on, I'll just turn up the stream, but else it's going to be a video. So, guys, thanks everyone. See you at the top of wave 3. See you there, John. See you there. Cheers, everyone.